child syndrome, it does not indicate that all middle children will exhibit these specific characteristics. As a result of their frequent introversion, middle children are known as the most mysterious birth orders. For this reason, it is extremely difficult for even the most educated individual to pinpoint specific characteristics of most middle children. The main reason why middle children are so inexplicable is because the typical middle child can be either the second of three, the third of four, the fourth of five, and so on. According to Dr. Kevin Lehman, when talking about the middle child, the most critical factor is the branching off effect that is always at work in the family. This means that each child will assess their older sibling, which will affect how they live their own life. The branching off effect simply states that the second-born will be most influenced by the firstborn, the fourth-born will be most directly influenced by the third-born, and so on. Sometimes, the branching off effect will cause middle children to become rebellious. For example, if the second-born feels they are unable to achieve the firstborn's high expectations and are feeling ignored, they may turn to bad behaviors as a method to acquire their parents' attention. The branching off effect could also have the opposite outcome. For example, if the middle child decides to compete with the older child and does so successfully, he may inherit similar personality traits and may too become a role model for others. The branching off effect influences each child differently, but is definitely a crucial factor when examining middle children. Middle children demonstrate the greatest variety of character traits. Psychologists, however, have found several major traits that are quite consistent among most middle children. Some main qualities listed are mediator, diplomatic, avoid conflict, independent, loyal, secretive, and often view life as unfair. Similar to firstborns, not all middle children are the same. Middle children are the product of many pressures from several different directions, so it is evident that a middle child's personality is greatly influenced by their peers, and most importantly, their siblings. They may become a pleaser or an antagonizer, a manipulator or a controller, depending on how they are influenced by their older siblings. Middle children are often more of a closed-book personality type, making this birth order so enigmatic. They are generally very secretive and have a tendency to hold their feelings inside. They do not confide in many people, sometimes not even their family. For some, this may be a wise decision. In other cases, it may destroy individuals. A perfect example is former President Nixon. His secretive business in the Watergate scandal eventually led to his impeachment. Middle children are likely to be mentally tough and independent. Since most middle children often feel they are not receiving equal amounts of their parents' attention and may feel rejected, it is no surprise they develop these traits. As a result of feeling tough and independent, middle children are often stubborn and have a difficult time accepting assistance from others. If a middle child grows up feeling rejected, they may attain a "I can do it on my own" attitude, which can either work for them or against them. Depending on their profession, having this particular attitude may help an individual achieve higher levels of authority. However, other individuals may refuse to work in that type of atmosphere, causing big problems at the workplace. Although it appears to be a negative characteristic, there is a positive side to displaying this trait of extreme independence. Understanding the importance of independence, a skill many middle children master at a young age, is crucial for a child in their adolescent years. Similar to firstborns, middle children must also assess their own personal strengths and weaknesses, because what may be a strength for one may be a weakness for another. For example, the negative impact of not receiving all mom and dad's attention has on one middle child may impact others positively. It will teach them how not to be spoiled by constant adult attention. They learn to compromise and negotiate, two very important qualities for the corporate world. Another great example is their mysteriousness. On the positive side, a secretive middle child can be easily trusted by many and know how to keep a secret. However, this same character trait may result in this individual failing to admit when she needs help, only harming herself. Unlike the introverted middle child, lastborns are often known as the family clowns. Many lastborns receive attention through clowning, teasing, and showing off. Lastborns are well known for having a carefree attitude and are often not taken very seriously. But it is this very trait that makes lastborns so personable. Since they are raised around a lot of people, such as parents, siblings, and relatives, They usually acquire excellent social skills and love to entertain and talk to other people. A major component of their personable nature is their endless charming character trait. Lastborns are excellent charmers and usually know how to get exactly what they want, a trait some might even see as manipulative. An excellent example of the funny, outgoing nature of lastborns is actor Jim Carrey. Carrey is well known for his outrageously hilarious roles in various films such as The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Bruce Almighty, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Carrey's natural sense of humor is what landed him his first career in stand-up comedy. He exemplifies the real risk-taking, extroverted nature of many lastborn individuals. The babies of the family live inevitably in the potent shadow of those who were born before. The youngest child will not only need to live up to their parents' expectations, but also all of their older siblings. Lastborns will not only receive instruction from their parents, but also their siblings, which may not always be good for that child. The youngest may find themselves the victim of their older siblings' mocking and teasing. Other times, the last child in the family is treated with ambivalence and is completely cuddled and spoiled. Parents are known to baby their lastborn child simply because it is the last one. As a result, lastborns are on a wild sea of emotions and experiences that are sometimes hard to understand. For example, babies of the family can be charming and entertaining one day, then become extremely hard to deal with and even rebellious. They may feel in total control of their lives one day and then totally helpless the next. Lastborns may often grow up completely confused on which direction to take in life. Although they may appear confused and helpless, lastborns are known for their persistence. In fact, one of the major traits of the youngest is persistence. Raised in a household with such a wide spectrum of expectations and role models, lastborns often want to prove to the world they are capable of achieving great things. They face the world with a go-get-'em attitude and sometimes do not consider the consequences. Lastborns want to make their mark, prove they are just as capable as their older siblings. They sometimes will not take no for an answer, but may also push too hard because they want everything to go their way. There is no doubt the youngest child is the most persistent at acquiring what they want in life. Lastly, a unique situation to consider in birth order is the only child. Oftentimes, these children are perceived as self-centered, spoiled little brats with no siblings. Actually, this is not the reality for all only children. Depending on why an only child is the only child in their family determines that individual's personality. For example, if the child's parents wanted more children but were only able to have one, that child becomes their parent's special jewel. That child will consume all of their parents' attention. Special jewel children are often spoiled and sheltered from reality by their parents. They may also acquire the trait of feeling overly important, which may cause big problems later in life. An individual with this attitude may be perceived as self-centered and extremely difficult to deal with. On the other hand, if an only child is the only child because his parents only wanted one child, they may acquire a completely different personality. This child's parents may treat their child as an adult at an extremely young age. These only children may find themselves living under vast amounts of pressure. The parents may expect a lot out of this one child, to mature at a young age, be responsible and dependable. Living under constant pressure, this only child may choose to rebel. He may have resented living under such high expectations his entire childhood and turn rebellious. However, only children are known for growing up to be extreme perfectionists. It being the only child, onlys want their way, and when that does not happen, they may grow angry and very upset. They can become impatient or intolerant of people who do not live up to their standards, which is why they often take over and do things their way. Although many see only children as spoiled and very self-centered individuals, they are actually very responsible, driven people. In conclusion, the information about birth order effects is important to everyday life. Despite the beliefs of many geneticists, the environment a child is raised, which is predetermined by their birth order, has proven to have a profound effect on their personality and behaviors. With a better understanding of what one's own birth order says about them, and recognizing the role it plays in our lives, we can better communicate and work with those around us. If we understand that firstborns and only children, we know that firstborns and onlys want to be in command and take charge. and most importantly, do everything the right way. The main reason why they are often so difficult to work with. One will know that middle children are very hard to read and are very independent, but also know how to keep a secret and can be trusted. The youngest will always be seeking attention, but is very charming and an excellent people person. I hope the information I have given you today has allowed you to better understand yourself, your loved ones, and your friends. Thank you.